afternoon, everyone. If everyone could find their seats. We'd like to begin, so if people can have a seat, that would be great. Thank you for finding your seats.
People can't hear you.
Really?
Yeah, I was standing back there by our table. I can't even hear you.
Okay. Good afternoon. If we could all find our seats, that would be great. Thank you, everybody, for getting seated. Good afternoon. This is like one big social hour for everybody. But I would like to begin. If we could have it quiet, please. Ah, yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. Someone just whispered in my ear, this is like herding cats, trying to get everybody settled. But it is a great social hour, and we know that you all have a lot to say to each other, and it's great to see people coming together. Good afternoon to you. I'm John Bosange, and I am the chair of the board of directors here at Mercy Connections. And it's an honor for me to welcome you into our family for this brief time today, into the world of Mercy Connections, where the words radical hospitality truly reflect what we do so well. This community today and forever honors the work and commitment of hundreds of people involved with Mercy Connections, staff, volunteers, and many of you in this room today who help those in our community who at a particular moment in time need our support and our guidance. In just a moment, we'll hear from Mark Karras, who has a poem to read, and we will have a blessing as our meal is served, led by staff member Pam Green. But before those two opening remarks, we need to first welcome the Sisters of Mercy, many of whom are with us today. It was, and it continues to be, their spirit and their inspiration that has given us the foundation to be a successful and meaningful organizations. Sisters, thank you all very much. Also joining us for lunch today are former Catherine McAuley Award winners. They're listed in your program. We are glad that you have once again come to join us on this special day to keep the spirit of Catherine McAuley alive and well in this community. We are most grateful, of course, to all our sponsors, listed in the screen by me and in your program as well. Without you, from Green Mountain Power, our Elizabeth Camden sponsor, to those here in the audience, not only have you made this luncheon a successful fundraiser, but equally important, you have helped create this moment right now to serve as a reminder, a witness, and an inspiration to continue moving forward with our mission. To the staff at Mercy Connections and the hard work of board member Dawn Ellen Wood, who chaired this year's luncheon committee, and all those board members who assisted with her, all supported by Marissa Strayer Benson, our Director of Marketing and Development, we thank you for making this possible. We know that there are over 200 volunteers who mentor, teach, and support those who walk through our doors in search of a better way to live their life, and we honor your commitment to work with us. Know that we value your radical hospitality and willingness to be present in the lives of those who come to Mercy Connections searching for someone who cares. We have a rich program this afternoon, so let's begin with our opening reflection and our blessing. And now for those who are bidding, I want to remind you that items in the silent auction will close at 12:37. Not 38, not 36, 12:37. Welcome again. Thank you for being here.
Hello, everyone. I want to thank you all for coming to Mercy Connections Luncheon. My name is Mark Karras, and I had the privilege of speaking at last year's event, and I shared with you that I had come from a background of homelessness, drugs, and incarceration. Becoming involved with Mercy Connections has helped me to make many positive changes in my life and work towards my goals for success. I'm happy to share with you today that I can't be here in person because I have procured employment since last year's event. So I'm hard at work, people. I would love to share this poem with you. It is by Donna Markova, and to me, it relates to moving forward, progress. I will not die an unlived life. I will not live in fear of falling or catching fire. I choose to inhabit my days, to allow my living to open me, to make me less afraid, more accessible, to loosen my heart until it becomes a wing, a torch, a promise. I choose to risk my significance to live so that which came to me as a seed goes to the next as a blossom, and that which came to me as a blossom goes on as fruit. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it.
Good morning. My name is Pam Green, and I'm the Director of Justice and Mentoring Programs at Mercy Connections. Erica Dean, a Comcast executive and dedicated Mercy Connections board member, could not be with us today to share the following blessing with you. Let us share in a blessing for this event and our time together. Help and empower us to fully inhabit our days with an ever-present and deep abiding commitment to cherish each other and our neighbors, to not only alleviate the effects of injustice and poverty, but to recognize, address, and eliminate the causes. To be inconvenienced and startled and invigorated by a sense of justice and compassion. To open our eyes to our own privilege and our hearts to another person's predicament. Let us not lapse into despair or mediocrity or passive charity. Empower us to be joyful, determined, and bold participants, fully cognizant of our kinship with others and this sacred interconnectedness. May we do all the difficult and transformative work that is necessary so that, as Bill Grace invokes, every member of the community has the inherent right and opportunity to enjoy the good things of life that our community has to offer, including resources, relationships, and dignity. May it be so, and may our love flow. Thank you.
Hello again, everybody. The silent auction is closed. We are closed. We are closed the silent auction. Oh, yeah. If you were bidding, too late. No. The auction is now closed. Thanks to all of you who made your bids. You were very generous. And we'll make more announcements about that towards the end, but the auction is now closed. Enjoy your meal and the program. Thank you.
All right. Now we are going to begin the program. Woo! Let's hear it for the Sisters of Mercy and Mercy Connections. Woo! I gotta say, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, a little overclamped. Oh my gosh, the love in this room is palpable. And there are so many people here that have meant so much to me. And I am standing here before you because I get this incredible freaking honor to help honor a woman that I just absolutely adore with my absolute heart and soul. So it really is just such an honor to be here with you guys on a beautiful day in Vermont. Yeah, it is a beautiful day, so we should all play hooky this afternoon. Here's to hooky. But it is a beautiful day, and it is a day about love. You know, to me, that is the essence of the work of Mercy Connections. It's the essence of the work is love. The essence of the person that I'm going to help you honor is the essence of love. You know, I talk a lot, I know a lot of you talk a lot about how love wins, you know, and oh my gosh, it doesn't, when I say it, it doesn't mean that like love wins in like this competition. Like it's a competition and my love is going to win over your, you know, it's not that. It's the, you know, for me, the way that love wins is how it changes us. You know, the love, I mean, and then the hope is the love that comes from organizations like Mercy Connections and the Sisters of Mercy is then about spreading that love through our entire community. And this room is just filled with incredible people who have contributed in huge ways to this community. So it is just such an honor to be with all of you and to be honoring my sister. So I was thinking about that. I thought there's the Sisters of Mercy. So like this is like huge, Lisa, that you're getting this honor, because this actually comes, it's named after Catherine McAuley, which is the founder of the Sisters of Mercy. It doesn't get much better than that, being honored by the sisters in the name of the founder of the Sisters of Mercy. And so I was thinking this morning, there's the Sisters of Mercy. We kind of can't touch them. They're in this category by themselves. But then there's this thing called the Sisters of the Hood, okay? And the Sisters of the Hood are the ones that carry out the mission of the Sisters of the Mercy right out into the community. So I feel like this Catherine McAuley Award could not be, more suited for my incredible Sister of the Hood. And I want to read one quote of Catherine McAuley because I think it's so powerful and I think it really expresses how much I feel about how Lisa really deserves this award that we're bestowing upon her today. And that is the quote, "The proof of love is deed, the business of our lives." The proof of love is deed, the business of our lives. And that's Lisa Ventriss. She's the proof of love is deed, you know. She's in fact, she is so much a symbol of love that she's willing to also do the part of love that is sometimes the most important, which is the tough love. In fact, I was so thrilled to see Green Mountain Power listed with Sister Elizabeth Candon as the level of sponsorship because Sister Elizabeth Candon, who I adored, was the symbol of love and tough as nails. Tough as nails. You're not going to find a more loving person. You weren't going to find a tougher one, you know. And that's my experience of working with Lisa. She has tackled some of our biggest community challenges. She's done it with love. She's done it with grit. She's done it with perseverance. She's been willing to say those uncomfortable things that have to be said. She is the symbol for me of the proof of love is deed, and it's the business of our lives. And so, I honestly, I have a whole list of everything she's been involved in. There's a lot of acronyms. I mean, she's basically, okay, guys, she's been involved in everything. If there's something that's going on in Vermont, it is this Middlebury native, Lisa Ventriss, who's been involved in it, whether it's, Greater Burlington Industrial Corporation, Champlain College, UVM, VSET, Building Bright Futures, early care and education. She's been involved in the entire fabric of our society, and she's done it with love, and she's been the proof of love is deed. And not only that, but she's a mom. She's an amazing mom. She's a mom to 3 sons, but also some dogs that I also really adore. And oh, by the way, she has a cool husband. So it's nice to see him here too. So anyway, without any further ado, I just cannot think of a person that I would prefer to honor with all of you today than Miss Lisa Ventriss. So come on up, Lisa.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, girlfriend. Wow. So, firing up Bessie here. I am so glad today is here because really I could not take another day of waiting for this thing to come here. I've had a stress tab headache for about a week and a half. And poor Kurt, I'm like forgetting everything, and can you drive over? Where's my laptop? Oh, I forgot it in the car. Can you bring? It's just been, and today, of course, I picked today as the day to get my snow tires taken off my car. Tom Racine, big pal, love my Jeeps. And I go in, they say, did you know that you're past inspection? So of course I did not know, so that took a little bit more time. So I'm really glad today's here because now I can concentrate on doing the things that I normally need to do. So I'm going to explain all the many thank yous I have, but when I look around this room, I am a puddle. I am so touched that you are here to celebrate Mercy Connections. Yes, I helped get you in the room. And I appreciate those of you who responded so generously. But we are here to celebrate Mercy Connections. And so let's get on with it. Thank you so much. But it does feel a little weird because normally I'm the one who's on the other end of the phone making the calls and trying to fill the room and get the money and do the thing with Shara. And we're, working with the guys in the AV office. And so it does feel a little different today. So it was nice to just walk in here and see a room full of friendly faces and celebrate. So thank you. I do know that it takes a village to pull off this kind of a complicated event, and I love that you had all of the auction items in the hallway, so everybody had to walk by that, bid over each other all afternoon. So thank you again to everybody that participated. But Mary, again, I want to thank you for your wonderful remarks. I love you, girl, and I love that you lead with love and you do it in all facets of your life, and you're just a transformational leader. I just love you. Where is Dolly? Where's Dolly? Right here, sister. Dolly, my other sister. So, Dolly, thank you for your inspirational leadership. Dolly and I are soul sisters, Ocean Park, Maine, soda fountain shop. Soul sisters. Love you, girl. I want to acknowledge Mercy Connections, the board and the staff, and all of the volunteers who have been working for months on this, and it takes absolute months to pull this off. I appreciate your mission-driven work and the commitment that you bring to the values and the vision that Catherine McAuley had. Your deeds, as Mary pointed out, those are reflected in our community that we live in and in the faces of the people that you serve. And so I am grateful for the work that you do. It is indeed very, very special. To all of you, especially the generous sponsors. And I really appreciate the work of the committee that has been pulling this together. Scott Boardman and Pam McKenzie from the Roundtable, thank you for all of the work you've done to reach out to our colleagues. This is an important organization. And if there are people here in the room who are here for the first time, Mercy Connections is worthy of your trust. And it's worthy of your time, and it's worthy of your talent, and it is worthy of your treasure. And I hope that you will be inspired today to become a part of Mercy Connections family as well. Especially to my Roundtable family, my board and members, and Shara. Thank you so much for your support of me, and in giving me the opportunity to serve the community and to serve the membership as well, and to partner on really important projects that do affect so many of us. I am grateful for you, and it sort of looked like a little membership directory that was rolling up there through the slides. So thank you, everybody that participated. I also want to thank my dear friend and mentor, Sister Janice Ryan, who is, there you are, my dear. I love her because she is very wise, and she gave me 2 pieces of advice. She said, be sure you wear something comfortable and keep your remarks short. So I'm batting 500. You have to guess which one I'm whiffing on right here. Last and most importantly, a big thank you to my family who is here, sprinkled at this table and over at the Langrock table. My husband, my former husband, my 3 boys, and my daughter-in-law, and my 5 siblings and their spouses and partners, my Aunt Ginny, our 2 dogs. Mary pointed out we have 2 dogs. They couldn't make it today, but they did send their best regards, Mr. O and Sir Gideon. My family really is my inspiration. Tremendous sources of pride and joy and laughter and great material for my Facebook posts. So thank you for sharing today with me. I really am sincerely grateful. So I am extremely humbled by today, and I am grateful for this honor. I am so delighted to be joining ranks with the other distinguished award recipients who are in your program, really spectacular people, and I have tremendous respect for the work that they have done as well. Mercy is very special to me, and it was Betsy Ferries over here who met with me to invite me to serve on the board. And it was her words who were making the ask, but I really felt sincerely that I was called to this board. And basically his message to me was this, and I'm loosely translating for you. Lisa, I have something I want you to do for me. And though you're not really qualified to be a Sister of Mercy, you can at least work with some. And so since then, it has really been my privilege to do work at the board level and as a volunteer to support Mercy's programs and the constituents that it serves and the role that it plays in this community to serve people who are really among the most marginalized people in our community. And in doing so, it also gives me a chance to honor the Sisters of Mercy, who educated me at St. Mary's School in Middlebury, and who were among my very first role models of strong, patient, resourceful women who helped nurture entire generations of people. One of my favorite quotes reads as follows: "The honor of the people lies in the moccasin tracks of the woman." We are all a reflection of the people who influenced us, and we all are in some way or another walking in their footprints. So it's appropriate that we gather annually to celebrate Catherine McAuley. I wish I could have a cup of coffee with her. What an amazing person. In 1827, she founded House of Mercy, took her inheritance that she had from her parents, set up a house to care for indigent women who were poor and uneducated in Dublin, Ireland. And then, later, in 1831, the Archdeacon asked if she would establish an order of the Sisters of Mercy. Catherine only lived 10 years after she founded the Sisters of Mercy. But in that decade, she founded 14 independent foundations in Ireland and England. Little could she have known that 186 years after establishing the religious order, her sisters have brought mercy to countless poor, sick, and uneducated people in the Americas, Australia, Great Britain, New Zealand, Newfoundland, the Philippines, and Vermont. So Mary gave a shout out earlier, but let's do it one more time because the Sisters of Mercy are just incredible people. In closing, I am really so sincerely grateful that you are here today. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I really mean it. But being mercyful is not a one-day gig in early May. Nope, not. So I'm asking you for something more. I'm asking you to convert. I am asking you to convert your relationship with me to a relationship with Mercy Connections. I want you to learn about their important programs and the outcomes they've achieved. I want you to convert the cost of your luncheon to a monthly and an annually recurring gift to Mercy Connections. I want you to adopt Mercy Connections as one of your philanthropic priorities. And I want you to convert your free time to mercy time. I want you to become a volunteer. Remember, just because you can't be a Sister of Mercy doesn't mean you can't work with some. And as Mary quoted earlier, the proof of love is deed. Thank you again very much for this honor.
What a dame. Woo! You blow my mind. So I'm going to be very brief here. We have 3 wonderful participant students who are going to come up and briefly share a story, a little bit about them, and then I'm going to share some remarks after that. But we're privileged to hear from Ange Green, Bava Carr, and Mona Bruley, and they're pretty damn good, so please welcome them.
Hello. My name is Ange Green, and I'm here to tell a little bit about my story and to share about the Women's Mentoring Program and how it has impacted not only my life, but a lot of the women that I work with. When I was 12, I started experimenting with drugs. moved out of my mom's house shortly after my 13th birthday and managed to cover it up from the school and the authorities. I used heroin for the first time when I was 18, and I was addicted to drugs for almost 20 years. I now stand strong 3 years sober with medication-assisted treatment. I was arrested and convicted because I was in the wrong place at the wrong time buying drugs. This drug deal turned into a very bad, confusing situation, and a terrible crime took place. My friend was assaulted by my male acquaintance. I'm so sorry that this happened. Had I known my friend was so hurt, I would have stayed with her. I should have stayed with her, but out of terror, I ran. I was like a walking corpse, and after this, I was even using more drugs. My friend was assaulted. Back up. And now I'm labeled a violent offender and will have to live with this my whole life. I am so sorry this all ever happened, and I'm working hard to live a pro-social life. Now a little bit about how I entered the mentoring program. I moved to Vermont from Pennsylvania to seek salvation and medication-assisted treatment for a long battle with heroin addiction. Unfortunately, instead of treatment, I ended up in the merciless hands of the criminal justice system. I was charged and convicted with assault and robbery, and I was sent to prison for 26 months. This is my first offense. I was afforded little to promote hope at Chittenden Regional Correctional Facility, but one of these opportunities was Mercy Connections Women Mentoring Program. This is one of the things that made me think optimistically about my release. I felt optimistic because I was gathering tools that might actually help me stay out of jail and be a productive member of society. It helped to know that I would have at least one straight person I could get advice from, have coffee with, and look up to. It was one more tool to make it a little easier to transition back into society, one more tool to make it that much less hopeless. The best part of the relationship between a mentor and a mentee is that you can make it whatever you want it to be. It is a relationship that costs very little to maintain and can be very fulfilling for both lives. For me, my mentor was a professional woman who was non-judgmental and the first female figure I had to look up to in a long time, someone who truly cared for my best interest. This turned out to be an essential part of my recovery. Sometimes I vent, other times we share stories, but I know if times are tough and I need someone to listen, she's there and she'll tell me the truth and give me helpful advice. For me, it's been truly an honor to participate in the Mercy Connections Women's Mentoring Program run by Pam Green. My mentor, Lisa Bryant, she couldn't be with me here today because of family issues, but she's an empowering woman. She's strong. She changed my life, and it's been amazing support. And now I have the privilege of helping other formerly incarcerated people. I do outreach work at Vermonters for Criminal Justice Reform in the community. Thank you to my mentor, Lisa, and Pam Green for the mentoring program, and to all of you for coming today.
Hello, my name is Bava Tarunikar, and I participated in the Women's Small Business Program Startup course last fall. I wanted to read you all a quote that really resonated with me lately. This, I believe, is the central question upon which all creative living hinges. Do you have the courage to bring forth the treasures that are hidden within you? Surely something wonderful is sheltered inside of you. I say this with all confidence because I believe we all are walking repositories of buried treasure. I believe this is one of the oldest and most generous tricks the universe plays upon us human beings, both for its own amusement and ours. The universe buries strange jewels deep within us all and then stands back to see if we can find them. I haven't been at this business of living for too long just yet, but so far it seems to me in order to succeed at whatever we're aiming for in life, we need just a few things: a great deal of determination, a willingness to be uncomfortable, and the support of others that believe in us. I believe we all have something worth sharing with the world, and discovering what that is and cultivating it the best we can is the means to living full and creative lives. But I didn't always feel that way, and in fact, what felt like for a long time, I didn't think I had anything worth giving. I'd like to tell you a little bit about how I came to be here in front of you all today. I grew up in a large and lively family, full of love and very much centered around the kitchen. Cooking and baking were at the heart of the time we spent together, and indeed at the very root of my understanding of how to give and share love. Being in the kitchen was always the place in which I felt the most at home, and my restless heart found relief in the movement of my hands and the mixing of flour and sugar. In my late teens, somehow, though heartbreakingly, this beautiful life and love-giving thing, food, turned into an enemy. I buried my heart deep into a pattern of self-abuse and created a reality for myself which reinforced the belief that I had nothing to give. This eating disorder shadowed everything I did and thought. I wasn't me anymore. I was this thing pushing through the weight of each day. And if you have nothing to give, why would you try to heal? Why put in the effort for recovery? These thoughts kept me there in that dark and lonesome place for a long time. Somehow I'd come to believe I wasn't worthy of love, and so I rejected this fundamental need for nourishment as proof I wasn't good enough. There are a lot of reasons I shouldn't be here today, but I am, and I had to fight for a long time, inch by inch and day by day, to turn the thing that had been the cause of my suffering once again into the means of my relief. Recovery from any addiction, as unfortunately far too many people know, is no easy task. But I know we all have challenges and fears that may look different, but still keep us from being our full and creative selves. And I don't think I had it any harder than anyone else, truly. No matter our circumstances, we all have to accept our inherent worth, the loveliness and potential we all possess, and then choose to bring that bravely forth into the world. It is not easy to take the stand that we matter, that everything we do matters, and to keep steady in the face of the obstacles that will surely come into our path. We have to do much of that work on our own, but also need the support of others. And when I came to Mercy Connections last year and participated in the startup program, I had a good deal of confidence and a solid framework in place because I'd been operating a home baking business for a few years. But I was truly overwhelmed by the love, kindness, and unwavering belief the instructors brought to that course. And if I had any doubts about my abilities before that time, they were vanished under the outpouring of support from the instructors and my classmates. I could have gone to a number of places to learn to write a business plan, but what I got from the startup program was something less tangible but much more important in my life, and that was the gift of confidence along with the skills to implement a plan. I had often felt alone in the process of running a small home business, and it was such a valuable experience to create a network of people who I knew I could reach out to and who would help me find the answers I was looking for. I think the work that Mercy Connections does in all of their programs is incredible and so valuable. And speaking from my experience as a woman entrepreneur, they helped me think bigger and be bolder in my next business move. And I'm so grateful for the work they do in empowering women to take ownership of their lives in education. Sometimes I think the scope of what I'm doing is small, but I have to remind myself there's nothing small about committing to oneself, living creatively, and doing work that brings you joy. I have witnessed how living authentically has the power to transform the space and the people around you. I hope that the new bakery and cafe I'm opening later this month in Essex Junction, called Sweet Alchemy, will be a place for people to feel at home in this sometimes crazy world. I want to say to you all, welcome, and please come in. I have made this place from every part of my heart, and it stands as testament to the work I've done. But it would not exist if it were not for all the love I have been blessed to receive. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mona. Before I came to Mercy Connections, I was in intensive therapy for severe depression and borderline personality disorder at Seneca Center. I was falling back on old habits of self-mutilation and running away. I was a mess. My therapist recommended Mercy Connections as a way for me to have structure, stability, and accountability in my life. It worked, eventually. In the beginning, I would cry all during class because the teacher's positive style of teaching and her words hit too close to home. I didn't want to hear it. I wanted to run away. So I always sat up front next to the door so I could escape easily. And it was always okay. Why did Mercy Connections care about me? I was nothing. I'm never going to amount to anything. That's how I felt. But every single time I needed someone, Mercy Connections was there. They never, ever gave up on me. They never threw me away, no matter what. I could count on them then, and I can count on them now. In 3 years, I have received much more than structure and stability. I have been given support, guidance, a helping hand, friendship, and lots of love. The classes I have taken and will never forget are Developing Self, Kindling Connections, Book and Writing, Circle, Mercy Marketplace, Mercy Farms, and I am currently learning about computers. Because of Mercy Connections, I have the courage to take care of myself instead of giving away all my energy to others. Because of you, I have compassion for others. It's not all about me. Because of you, I am peaceful, patient, persistent, and proud. Because of you, I learned to trust people. I don't run away anymore, and I sit far away from the door. Because of you, I have the courage to follow my musical dream of being a singer and songwriter, which will open the doors to my success with a brand new guitar that you were instrumental in acquiring from a donor who said, please give this to someone who will love it and play it. You gave it to me. Now I'd like to share my song of thanks with you. It makes me sing better. Mercy, mercy me. Without mercy, where would I be? Mercy, mercy me. I'm so thankful. Mercy believed in me. Walking in the front door to open arms, lots of smiling faces and secret charms. They listen and they help you do the things you choose. Come on in and see what they can do for you. Want me to do that again? Thank you. My first class was Developing Self, but I was so confused I couldn't find myself. I spent more time crying than learning the skills, but Mercy believed in me. I love to read and write, so I took a class. Just a few weeks in, sickness made me crash. I couldn't leave home so I could stand tall, but Mercy said it all. Come back when you're ready, come back when you're well, come back when you've got a story to tell. I think I grew 10 inches from the love I felt, and Mercy believed in me. And now 2 years later I can stand on my own. Mercy gave me a stepping stone, confidence and vision to stand alone, and Mercy believes in me. Thank you for your guidance, thank you for your heart, thank you for this opportunity to be a part. Thank you for lifting me up to the stars, and thank you for believing in me. you. Thank you. Thank you. I forgot my paper.
Wowie zowie, huh? Holy moly, mamma mia. Woo. Ange, Bava, and Mona, thank you for your courage, your voices, your faces, lest we get lost in the distance and dulling of an abstraction, a client, a student. I'd like to acknowledge Sister Lindora and Betsy Ferries, upon whose shoulders I stand. And I'd like to thank our talented, hardworking, results-driven staff. You're amazing. And Lisa, what can I say, dear hood sister? You're just terrific. You're so precious and terrific. One of the things Lisa used to say to me is, you gotta let people know that Mercy Connections is more than just good vibes and compassion. But what a great foundation, huh? Good vibes and compassion. Well, we are more than that. We're radically hospitable. We're gender sensitive. We're trauma-informed. We have adult-based learning. We use results-based accountability. We are strategic thinkers. And the foundation is that of social justice and mercy. And the sisters, the beloved Sisters of Mercy and the Mercy Associates. I'm not sure where I heard this phrase, but it really applies to the sisters. They are the very pulse of life that waits like a kind mother at the edge of our exhaustion. And I would add, like a kind mother who encourages the seeds of our imagination and hope. Well, I could, but will not talk today about the outrageous litany of woes and wounds before our nation, state, and community. We have so many reasons to be absolutely appalled. But rather than use this precious time to lament, I'd like to share some simple musings. Mark Nepo's book reminds me, when Edison was discovering the light bulb, he first engaged in a process of envisioning how an unseeable current of energy could be harnessed and turned into light. That's awesome. Mark, on the screen, turned his despair into a healthy life and a job. Ange turned her dreadful youth into a restored life in the community and is helping others. Bava turned her food disorder and dream into a nourishing business that's going to contribute to our economy. And Mona turned her loneliness and fear into a song of gratitude. Think about the unseeable current and energy in this room and beyond, and what we could do if we harnessed that and turned it into light for mercy and justice. Mark read a poem on the screen about the transformation from a seed to a bud to a blossom to a fruit. Well, he was a fine example of that himself. Anais Nin also wrote about a blossom in the risk to bloom. And then the day came when the risk to remain tight in the bud was more painful than the risk to bloom. Each of us, each stage of our own unfolding, requires that we stretch. And if we do not, as an individual or a business or an organization, it can be so painful and so costly to our economy and to our souls. How painful it was for Ange to be in the throes of addiction and incarceration. I think about the pain and the cost of the unrealized potential of the women who sit 2 miles from here at the correctional facility at what, $50,000, $80,000 a year? When in a mentoring program with the support of others, we can help that woman learn pro-social behavior and help support her in her healthy transition to living in community. What about the tight bud of the women who remain tapped in the bud, the unrealized potential of female wannabe entrepreneurs? Tiff is here, and Change the Story has documented that women-owned businesses are vital to Vermont's economy. And compared to male-owned businesses, there are fewer in number, smaller in size, with less revenue. But the potential is awesome and great. Tiff, where are you? What is it? How many billions? A lot, right? Okay, got it. And the Women's Small Business Program is one solution to that. But it's also an opportunity for us to play a bigger role. Sometimes we want to hold on tenaciously to what is familiar, even when it's a dead end. Even organizationally speaking, if Mercy Connections remains tight in the bud of our own cap potential, if we do not ask for, invite, and expect more resources from our communities, we cannot fully flourish. No one can transform into a blossom or a fruit without the help of others. We need each other. We cannot do this alone, nor could have Bava or Ange or Mona, nor could we without the support of partners like COTS and Howard's and many of the nonprofits who are here. You honor me when you come. I know you have busy schedules. Thank you for joining us. Donna Markova invites us, I love this, put down the weight and illusion of your aloneness. Put down the weight and illusion of your aloneness and ease into the conversation. The kettle is singing even as it pours you a drink. That sounds a little bit like Catherine McAuley, doesn't it, sisters? The invitation to ease into conversation and community, that radical hospitality. But many of our citizens feel profoundly alone. Stephanie Seguino, I hope I have that right, in South Burlington, recently had a quote in the paper. And she said, "Our humanity as a community shines brightly when we are concerned about those beyond our circle." Mark's rendition on the screen of "I Will Not Live a Life," an unlived life, wasn't that great? Here's my version. We will not die unlived lives or live without mercy and justice. We will not live in fear of scarcity or mediocrity, of falling, of failing, of losing our passion. We choose to inhabit our days, our lives, our responsibilities. We choose to pause, even now, just for a second, in this ballroom, and breathe in the awesomeness of simply being alive and the mysteries of the gift of existence and the exquisite alchemy of connections. Breathe it in. We're alive. How awesome is that? We choose to allow our vision to open us and compel us forward, to make us less timid, more expansive, more committed, to loosen our hearts and our wallets until they become wings, a promise, an investment, a result, a song. To be bold enough to believe in love and generosity, to work together with you so that which comes to us as seed blossoms. I think you're all familiar with the saying that the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves and all manner of things happen to make something happen that would otherwise not have happened. For me, the reference to providence is not some distant, inaccessible divinity, but the collective, unseeable current of energy and love here in this room and beyond that can be harnessed and turned into light. If I knew the tune, I'd sing this. It's a good thing I don't know it, but I want to sing it. Grateful Dead, you know the song. Turn on your love light. Come on, turn on your love light. Come on, babe, I'm begging you, please. Let it shine, let it shine. Please, God, let us all shine. Thank you. I'd like to introduce Jenny Naylor, a fine board member, and she's also the artistic photographer behind the photos on your tables. And she's going to share a few words. Thank you for hanging in here. I know we're looking at our clocks. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for sharing your exquisite life with us.
Thank you, Dolly. And welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Before I dive in, I want to share a short story with you. Monday morning, I drove up to Vermont. I live in Massachusetts, and I was getting ready for a dinner that we were hosting here in the community. And I checked into the Hotel Vermont and checked my email and had an email from my daughter's softball coach that said, Naylor family, just a quick reminder that you're hosting the Snack Shack on Wednesday night for town softball. Plan to be there from 6 to 8:30. Thanks so much. I thought my head was going to explode. I thought, oh my God, that's the night before the Mercy Connections May Luncheon. I'm a mom, a banker, a photographer. I sit on this amazing board, and I had to host the Snack Shack. I thought, I was like, that was my time to fine-tune my remarks, get into my zone, prepare to drive up this morning. So we decided to pivot, shift gears, and last night we spent our evening selling popcorn, hot dogs, candy, and we decided to have some fun with it. We made every transaction for the children into a math problem, so we made them figure out their own change. That didn't go over very well. They were like, just give me my stuff. So, in any case, I digress, and allow me to hit the reset button a little bit. So for those of you whom I have not had the opportunity to meet, my name is Jenny Naylor. I work for JP Morgan in Boston. I sit on this amazing board. I have 2 children, and I travel to Vermont just about every 2 weeks to spend time in this community, to spend time with the families that we support, and to fulfill my duties as director of our development committee. It was actually Lisa Ventriss, the wonderful woman that we are honoring today, who invited me to my first Mercy Connections May Luncheon 3 years ago. I was inspired, I was moved, and I drove home to Massachusetts that day knowing that I had to find a way to get involved. So here I am now, fast forward to today, part of this amazing high-functioning board, and I'm honored to have the opportunity to spend some time with you and talk with you about the work that we're doing. Mark, Bava, Ange, and Mona are all representative of the people that we help and support every single day. And there are more. There are so many more. And it's why we get up every day and come to Mercy Connections. We get up because they made the decision to overcome the obstacles and struggles that they face in life. They decided to shift gears and take challenging steps to overcome struggles with addiction, with abuse. Our participants and students decided that they wanted to become productive members of society, of their community, of your community. Some of our participants decided to even take it to the next level and learn how to start their own business. They did that. We at Mercy have developed and sustained programs which provide our participants with the resources that they need to grow and to succeed. It's our obligation to continue to pave the road for them, for every participant who walks in our door. Why? 1, because they deserve it. And 2, because our economy and community depend on a healthy citizenry. So you've had the opportunity to hear from our participants and learn about their difficulties and struggles and many of their successes. So let's shift gears a little bit. I want to talk about Mercy Connections as an organization. We're growing because we need to. It's very simple. We need to keep up because we have more participants walking through our doors than ever before. And just as our participants face challenges, we do as well. Nonprofit work is not easy. So allow me to share some details about the work, the things that we need in order to continue the great work that we're doing. First and foremost, we need greater visibility and more robust marketing and the professional staff in order to make that happen. The reality is that we are not a common household name. We are a hidden jewel. We need to upgrade our technology in a wide variety of ways. We need to strengthen our capacity for greater impact by increasing our program and our development staff. And last but not least, we need to expand our programming. Overcoming these challenges will enable us to increase our development efforts, grow our programs, and ultimately serve more participants. We have over 200 volunteers for whom we are incredibly grateful. That's a big number, 200 volunteers. But be mindful of the fact that volunteer development and management requires the same kind of attention as do financial or program management. System and supports need to be in place so that we can capture their amazing contributions. One other statistic for you. We have over 500 people in this room, but we have fewer than 500 donors in a county of 161,000 people. Think about that. In order for us to continue this fabulous work, we are turning to the community for your help so we can support people like Mark, Bava, and Mona. We are growing rapidly. We are at a very pivotal point right now, and we need to raise in excess of $250,000 this year in order to meet our daily operating expenses and to accomplish our strategic goals. I am honored to share the Sisters Lucille Bonveloir has generously donated $25,000 to Mercy Connections. These funds, which she received as a gift, were earmarked for use towards a nonprofit of her choice, and we are incredibly honored that she chose to donate them to Mercy Connections. She's been a blessing to this organization, and her gift will be instrumental as we launch into our strategic initiatives. She has been an inspiration to us, and we hope that her generosity will be an inspiration for you as well. Simply put, we need to increase our capacity and our resources so that we can appropriately accommodate the individuals that walk through our door every single day. Many more participants could benefit from our services. When I think about Mercy Connections, I'm reminded of the movie Field of Dreams, a powerful story about Ray Kinsella and a baseball field that he built on a farm in the middle of Iowa. That field was full of magic and mysteriously attracted souls from heaven who came to relive their days as professional baseball players. No, we're not going to talk about baseball. And we're definitely not going to talk about the scene of the father-son catch, because I'm not going to get teary in front of a room full of people. But it's about the whisper that you hear through that entire movie. It sends a chill down my spine and harnesses a very powerful message that propels the human spirit. It starts off as, go the distance. And you hear that as Ray travels the country and he tries to connect the dots between Moonlight Graham and Terrence Mann. And as you make your way through the movie, that transitions to something even more profound, which is, if you build it, they will come. And that's what I think of when I think of Mercy Connections. If you build it, they will come. And we are building. So we thank you for your time today. Thank you for opening your hearts to Mercy Connections. If you would like to make a contribution today, we would encourage you to use the envelopes on your table that are marked Mercy Challenge. And if you'd like to have a more in-depth conversation about the work that we're doing, about our strategic vision and your philanthropic goals, please reach out to us. We would welcome the opportunity to spend some time with you to see if there might be an alignment between our mission and your goals. Thank you.